Okay, then next, if we look here at the setup, as we said, there's a little bit of kind of obviously lowercase y, as we said now here with the, sorry, capital Y with the arms. Arms a bit too far back for me, sort of hanging back across the chest. Ball position not too bad, but the hands in behind the goal ball there kind of cause your head to tilt a little bit this way. We can see even on the right-hand side, not quite sure where the head needs to go, and really want to try and get a little bit of tilt there with the shoulders and get the arms and the shoulders hanging down nice and relaxed. So we can get that position starting to feel more comfortable. Obviously, when we put you in that initial position, it did feel a bit strange. But ideally what we're looking for is that lead arm and the club to be pretty much in line, and then the trail arm now being underneath with a bit of tilt with the shoulder, and probably the peak of your cap would be a bit more into this position, not putting your left ear on your left shoulder there, as you can see. But even from that better position at setup, we can see here now how much more turn you are able to make. So actually from this point, you're able to turn your right hip, your right shoulder, get that club working behind you and create a lot more space. When you were sort of setting up here now on the left-hand side with that higher right shoulder and the head tip that way, not as easy to turn, you kind of got a bit stuck. So that was kind of your backswing there. In comparison to the right-hand one there, you probably lost about 10 or 15% of power just with the ability to rotate more on the right. You're going to make more power. So this left-hand one now, because of that shorter backswing, you have to kind of lean on it a little bit this way. As we said, if you're leaning on the club this way, your right arm now kind of getting away from the body, trying to square that club face up, trying to get away from that block that you said you had. And unfortunately, you got a bit stuck sometimes. The ball would then leak out to the right. Your fix for that was rip the arms over, which wouldn't work that well when you were kind of getting this stuck position, because if your arm's in this position here away from the body, it's very hard to rotate your forearms. Or you just throw the club outside to try and pull it left, and that unfortunately created that potential to hit the unmentionable, which obviously we'll forget about. So from this one here now, with that better right shoulder turn, getting behind the ball better, as you start coming back down now, we can kind of unwind and rotate a bit more. And the feeling for all shots really is to get your body rotating. If we look at the impact here now, there's a nice kind of handle leaning forward impact, getting the hands in front of the golf ball, which will eliminate that kind of flicky nature. Whereas this one here, if we go back, your hands back here, there's impact. We can see your hands now behind the golf ball, just because your body's kind of stalled out there and stopped. As we said, most of that stopping and stalling with the body came from the setup and your inability to rotate, added to the fact you said, I think in the session, you were trying to sort of stop the body rotation anyway. So really got to try and get that body working a little bit more on the way back, on the way through. It works a lot better on the way back when we can rotate more effectively. And the fear of hooking the ball now seems to have gone. And if it does start going left, as we said, it's a better thing for you, because then you can start moving your body more effectively and do some good things in the golf swing to try and hit a straighter shot. Is when that ball starts going off to the right, we have to then almost do bad things relative to the golf swing by leaning back, flicking your hands, pulling it left, all the things we're trying to avoid in a sort of good functional movement. So work on that setup. Try, if we can, get the head a little bit more neutral. It's going to be one of those things where you just stand in front of a mirror or film yourself at setup, just trying to look a little bit more neutral. As I say, it's a more natural position. It just doesn't feel natural to you at the moment because of the way you've been doing it before. So get in that more neutral position. Once you turn better on the way back, right hip, right shoulder now getting behind you. As you turn away, going to create a lot more space. Now as you start bumping the hips to start with, from here now, it's just unwind central, twist, turn and release. The body comes around the corner nicely, and you finish nice up on that left-hand side. So work on that start position, work on that rotation. I'm sure that block, push and shank will be a thing of the past. So hope that makes sense, buddy. Any questions, obviously give me a shout, but I will catch up with you soon. Cheers, mate.